answer. So your question was, do they run for one day? No, they're going to run until your 40 groups is done. So if you start the poster Monday at 10 o'clock at night, it's going to run until it's done 40 posts.
Oh, however long it takes.
Right, okay. Exactly however long it takes. Now that based off of how you got it scheduled to pause or whatever. If you haven't been doing a lot of postings right now, then I would probably let's only do about 20 posts. Some people are finding themselves in Facebook jail right now. I think a common thread is that in the past they're not used to posting very much, and so Facebook may be seeing that as a red flag. So if you want to be careful, kind of stay under the radar a little bit, instead of doing 40, let's select 20.
20 posts or 20 groups?
The groups.
Oh.
The group is a post.
Oh, so do 20 to a node.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I confused you. You can still do. You can still. I don't want you to have to reorganize all your groups, right? Okay. So if you have 40 in a group, before you actually post, just go in there and unselect 20 of them.
Okay.
That way, it's only going to post to 20 of them.
Okay.
Eventually, yeah, we need you doing 40. It's like 60% of people are having no problems, but the other 40% are finding themselves in jail. So I'll just try to head it off in case that happens.
So you check 20, run that, and when do you go back and check the other 20? How much later?
When you run the other 20, that's that there's no rhyme or reason on that. I say let's look at how you're doing. If you've done 20 posts out there and you're sitting on 40, 50 leads, the heck, there's no reason to keep fishing.
Right. Okay.
But right. at a minimum 24 hours.
Okay. With that second post, I was having trouble getting it, and I didn't want to mess up anything and get kicked out of Facebook. You said we can use the same growth tool, so that means we don't have to go to Spintax on the second one?
No, you can use the same growth tools because if you're running it back to the same ad, right? Because
the second one, you made us another.
Yeah, but it was the same renters to homeowners post.
Right.
Right. So all a growth tool does, it starts a campaign. And since that's the same campaign, the renters to homeowners campaign, then we don't have to really change the growth tool. Now, that being said, all right, I'm not going to use those 4 growth tools indefinitely, because eventually Facebook can catch on to that as being a pattern, right? So I probably will let a group of growth tools run, 3 or 4 different sets of postings, and then I'll normally change them out, just kind of stay underneath the radar.
Okay, and so the ad that you had, that second ad, I need to go in and put that my little tag on the end so to get to my mini chat. That's
correct. You're going to you're going to do your Spintax for your growth tools, same growth tools.
Oh, we got to still do the Spintax.
You always have to do Spintax, but you don't have to make new growth tools.
Oh.
Okay, so do you understand what Spintax does?
It makes it where it shows up different words, different places, and so it won't look like the same exact words. Right.
Exactly. So you always got to do that. But you don't have but you don't have to create brand new growth tools.
Okay.
Now, so in other words, if you want to go grab your Spintax from your previous post and just copy and paste it over there, it'll work.
Just put it at the end. That's all I need to do.
Well, let me show you. Let me just do it for you, because people watch this video later on anyway. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. All right, let me get on in here. All right, let me get to your posting account.
Now that first green box is what we already ran the first time, right?
Yeah, it is. And then you can X off of that and it'll go away. I have it programmed so it just kind of stays up there. So if you see a new one, you're like, hey, this is a new post, right? But if you hit the X button, it goes away. All right, so I'm gonna go to users. Let me find you real quick. All right, so I'm looking at your account right now, and if I go to publishing, and then I go to your saved post, this is the post that you've already done. One of these, renters to homeowners 1 or renters to home. I'm not sure which one. So let's say you're looking at this renters. This is probably the one you ran, right?
Right.
So you have two labeled the same exact thing, Doxy, and sometimes that can be confusing. So I would probably get rid of one of them. All right. So do you see this little bracket right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that starts your spin tax. All right. So I'm gonna highlight that whole entire thing so you ain't got to redo it, and then I'm gonna jump on in here and I'm gonna hit copy. All right. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna put this in a notepad just so I don't goof things up real quick. So I'm gonna go down here to the bottom and I'm gonna open up Notepad. All right. And I'm gonna add that spin tax code. Oops. Right there. All right. So there's your code. All right. So now what I'm gonna do.
Wait. That's all 4? Or what?
Say that one more time.
What did you just add?
I copied
all 4 of that.
I copied this entire spin tax right here.
And it came out to be one line when you put it up there, right?
It always does.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get that other ad going, right? So at least I copied it because I know I'm looking to do this. All right. So I'm going to copy this entire ad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to go to home. And I'm going to paste that little ad right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to have to make a couple changes, Doxy, in order to get this thing to work. So obviously, I made a change here so you can easily find your name and company. So I'm just going to, full disclosure, you're an agent, right?
Yes.
Okay. What company are you with?
Keller Williams Realty.
All right. Now you see where it says your spin tax link goes here?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna go find that big old code that I just did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I can get the whole thing to highlight. All right, and then I'm gonna hit Control C on a computer. If you're on a Mac, it's a little different. And then I'm going to go over here, and I'm just gonna delete this, and then I'm going to paste it right on there. Cool. All right. So you can see, if you look on the right-hand side, you can see that your ad looks good and it just has one link. Follow me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this post so we ain't got to redo it. But I'm going to save this as renters to homeowners 2 because the first one was saved as 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I know this is the second post. Mm-hmm. Now, typically when I do that, I'm going to go ahead and jump up here, and I'm going to hit the X button to know that I've already put that in the system, right? And I'll put that in the system. So now you know that there's no new posts that are in there, right? Now, what I like to do, just to kind of make sure that I still have a good connection with Facebook, is I like to go over here and push an ad out manually. Now, the way I'm going to do that is I've already got my ad up here, and I'm gonna go down here and I'm just gonna pick a group like this Loran County garage sale, and then I'm gonna hit the button send now. All right. So when you do that, you'll get a green button that says posting complete. But then if you search down here, you're gonna see view post. All right. So that's a good indication that yeah, it went out. We had a good connection. Otherwise, you'd have an error message. Now, just to kind of make sure things are cool before I start, blasting it out there, I like to click on View Post. Oh, oops, I'm sorry.
You said we had the send text?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to view it because I'm not a member. Well, it actually let me do it because it's a public group. All right. So there's your post.
Right.
So I look at it, I'm like, okay, I've only got one link. I've got my name. I've got my company. Looks good. All right. So any questions so far?
So when do we send text then?
When do you spend tax it?
Yeah, spend text. Didn't you say we had to spend?
Okay. So you're getting confused on the spend tax. Okay. Okay. The ad that I gave you was already spend taxed.
Oh, okay.
I'm handing it to you on a silver platter.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Yep. So if you look up here, you're going to see it says wanted pipe, seeking pipe,
so
looking
that's how we
for
know.
pipe.
Okay.
Right. Now watch this. Now watch the ad on the right. You looking at it?
Mm-hmm.
And watch what happens when I hit the space bar. 3, 2, 1. See how it changed?
Yes. Yes.
3, 2, 1. So it's already done.
Thank you for spending it. That's where I was having trouble. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. But remember, when you're doing a new campaign, that your links here have always got to be spend taxed. Now, this is basically the same campaign, same type of campaign, the renters to homeowners. That's why I didn't have to change anything. But if we start doing a listing campaign later on, or a move up campaign, things that I'm going to introduce to you, then we've got to make sure that you always have spend tax links. Does that make sense?
Yes, and that site you sent us to, we have to pay for that, right?
No, it's free. All right. So what you do is, I don't know it off the top of my head. I can Google it and find it. It's in the course. But if I type in free spend tax generator, hold on. Free, I can get it. The link's in the course. Spend tax generator. All right. It's this top one right here. There's tons of them online. This is nothing new. I didn't come up with this.
That's the one that comes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we have to pay.
No, you don't got to pay. Let's say we're doing link 1, link 2, link 3, link 4. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
All I gotta do is go down here and click on generate spend tax, and bam, there you go. There's my code.
So we don't have to register or anything for the site?
No.
Because I saw it said money and it gave the prices, and that's why I was
That's because that's because they're trying to get you to buy something.
Okay.
Not trying to get you to buy this. See, this spend tax is a very popular tool, so it's a popular keyword. So I guarantee you, if you get on this page somewhere, they're going to offer to sell you something. They're trying to sell you membership to this company. Don't even worry about that. Just use this tool for now. Now, FYI, we're developing our own tool, and it's going to be in our software. So we're working on that. That way, you don't have to go to another third-party site in order to make it. But it's a coming. So for now, just use that. All right. So what I want to do is I want to look at your postings that went out to see what we got. Okay. So your last post went out on the 26th, so it's been plenty enough time. And you've had 40 out of 40 go out. Now, notice what I did. Okay. I clicked this little, this folder icon right here. And then that gives me a status of all the posts. So you had all 40 posts go out without any errors. Otherwise, I'd see an error message. Okay. So that's good. All right. Sometimes the admin's going to kick you out and you're going to see something you don't have permission to post in this group. Then just delete that group from your node, add another one, and move on.
Okay.
All right. So how many leads have you got?
I completed, I think it was like 26.
All right. So we have two options here. Let me go to your account. I'm gonna tell you what I would do, and then tell you what you can do, and then let you make a choice what you would like to do. So I see so many agents that get hung up on lead gen that they forget that they've actually got to convert somebody, right? So, and you may or may not fall into this category. So I'm kind of using this as an example for other people that watch this video as well. So we're kind of all on the same page. So this lead, the full contact information that you got, which I'm going to verify here in a minute. So you've got 25 people that have given you the complete contact information. and I'm not trying to be funny. Again, I'm just using you as illustration purposes. But if an agent went to realtor.com and bought those leads, I promise you they're $40 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
So 40 times 25 is you spend $1,000. That's the way you need to look at that. Now, from my experience as being a broker and a real estate coach, all right, this is what a lot of agents get themselves in this wrong cycle of. They get so lead centric that they're not closing centric. So they get into this more leads, more leads, more leads, more leads. And what they want is they want someone to call them on the phone and say, hey, thank you so much for pushing that ad on Facebook. I'm so glad to meet you. I have a house I need to sell and I want to buy another one. Can you stop by Sunday? Bring your photographer, bring your yard sign. And then after you take pictures of my house, I want to go look at this $600,000 listing and I want to write an offer. That's not happening. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So look, you've got 25 leads, right? So if I were you, my mission in life would be to go through here and find out yeses and nos on every last one of them. So let's look at a couple of them just for demonstration purposes. Here's the first one. We got LaShonda popped up here. And LaShonda wants to buy in 3 to 6 months. And she wants to be in the Bedford Heights. I have no idea. Do you know where that's at?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. She wants a 1,500 square foot house, and we got a phone number. Listen, she wants to buy a house. Unless she's walking around with cash in her pocket, she needs to talk to a loan officer. So I want you to see something as well. She is subscribed to what's called an 8-week buyer push. Let me explain to you what that means. All right. So let me go over here and click on Start Chat. I'm doing that so I can kind of see the history of what's happened here. Okay. So let's go to the very beginning. Let's see what's happened to this girl. All right. She came through the system. I'm not going any further. I just want to start at this point. So she gave you all her information. You received a text message saying that she was on the system, and then you received a text message saying that you got all her information, correct?
Yes.
Yep. All right. Now she says she's looking to do, at first she said 3 to 6 months, and then for whatever reason, she typed in 6 to 12 months there. All right. Bot didn't ask her for that. She just said it. Now, what happens here? I want you to know something. All right. It says the next step is to talk on the phone for about 15 minutes to get the ball rolling. Please schedule a call and come back and click, okay, I booked a call. Now, she got shy. She didn't do it. That's not unusual. But look what happened the next day. Hey, LaShonda, it's Gizmo again. Just checking to make sure that you did schedule a time to talk with Doxy. If you did not have a chance to complete the home questionnaire to get your list of homes, click the home questionnaire button to start over again. Okay? Now, then she says, now she clicked the button. She said, no, I didn't book a time. And then Gizmo come back and said, LaShonda, there's no better time than the present. It's only going to take about 15 minutes, and you can pick out a time that works best for your schedule. So what's going to happen? Well, look at this.
And that was me because she's my Facebook friend. So then I wrote that in there.
Okay. Yeah. This is.
She didn't book a call, so that's why I was being,
Oh, good. Now, I wanted you to notice what happened. Okay. So check it out. So until she clicks the button that says, "Okay, I booked the call," until she does that, the system is going to continue to try to nurture her. So that's why 2 days later, it sends this report. Avoid the 9 common buyer traps when buying a house. And they have a couple options. If they click download the report, they get the report. They can go back to the questionnaire or they can book a call. So where I'm going with this is for the next 8 weeks. Oh, by the way, look at that. Okay.
What?
This means she downloaded the report. It tells you, I know that she clicked this URL, so she actually downloaded the report. So She's a hot lead. And then look at this. And then she clicked the button to join your Facebook group.
Oh, she did?
Yes. That's called the magic of Gizmo. Now, so she's pretty hot, right? So if I were you,
yeah, we talked off of this, and she has some credit issues, but I'm going to nurture her.
All right. Now let's do a couple things here. All right. Listen, we've got to get her. We have to get her off her automation. Otherwise, Gizmo can keep blowing her butt up. So you actually had a conversation with her, right?
Yes.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unsubscribe her from these sequences because I don't want Gizmo going out there overstepping us. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So now,
Hi. Check you guys out. Hey, lady.
who was that? Hey, if you're just jumping in the call and you are not Doxy, please mute your call. Thank you very, very much. Okay.
Hey, lady. Oh.
All right, I'm gonna find you now. Hold on a second.
Your video. Oh, there it is.
Somebody talking. Hold on. All right, now she ain't.
Okay.
All right. All right. So you see what I did here is I unsubscribed her.
So if you talk to him, you take off all of those sequences then.
Absolutely. Otherwise, Gizmo gonna blow them up. Now, you said she got credit issues, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a credit repair person that you work with?
No.
Okay. We got to fix that. I want you to do a couple things. I think Coach Ella has a girl that she highly recommends.
I saw that on the yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I were you, I would get with her and find out who she recommends. And if that relationship is not the one you want, then I might be able to put you in another, but I want you to start there. Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start adding a couple tags just so I know where she's at, because in about 3 months, you're going to have so many leads, you literally can't track them. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to unselect this tag.
I must have put that needs. No, I didn't. Never mind.
I'm gonna undo that tag because she actually did engage, and I'm gonna add a tag. Now you can add your own tags if you want to, or I pre-developed some tags in here. So I'm gonna add her a tag for credit repair because I know she needs credit repair, right? And it's February right now, so I'm gonna add a tag that says March. Here's why I'm doing that. So when March rolls around, I can look at all my tags and I can get who I got to work in March. So I go over here and click on March, and I know I have all my people in March. So then I make a decision. So I go through all the notes and I'll try to get her back in credit repair, find out where she's doing, follow up with her, stuff like that. And then I make a decision. Can I make money on you in March? Or is it going to be April? If it's April, I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to touch base, right? And then I'm going to X out, and then I'm going to go to April. And then I'm going to tag her for April. And I'm just going to move her from month to month to month until she's actually closed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So you really don't have to have a CRM system. You can kind of do it all from here. Now, we are building one because people are asking for it, but you can manage everything you need to do right here from ManyChat.
I had 2 or 3 on the system said they booked a call, but it didn't come through on my calendar.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. And for those who are listening, pay attention because this is a common asked question. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. I already know the answer to it, but I'm going to illustrate it as a point. You said that they booked a call. Did you actually have a phone conversation with them, or
no,
did you the chat history said, okay, I booked a call?
The chat history said they booked a call.
I knew that answer. I just wanted you to say it. All right. Let me explain something to you. All right. The calendar does not work with ManyChat. I wish that it did. So in the sequences, if I go to the calendar sequence, if I go to where it's asking them to book a call, you see here at the bottom where it says please schedule a call, and then come back and click, okay, I'll book the call. You see that button that says, okay, I'll book the call?
Yeah.
When they click that, that's when you get the tag, when you see it in your chat history saying, okay, I'll book the call. All that means is they clicked the button. It doesn't necessarily mean they actually clicked the button and actually booked the call. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because one does not talk to the other. I wish that it did. The only reason that I have that button in here is to shut Gizmo up. Otherwise, Gizmo is going to continue to send book a call, book a call, book a call, book a call. So if they click, okay, I booked a call, it shuts that sequence up. Does that make sense?
Yes. So what should they have clicked on, that first schedule call one if they really wanted to book?
Yeah, but look, once they click this, look, this is going to click for you. You're going to have an aha moment right now. If they click the button, it doesn't mean they book a call. Look, they don't. If they click this right here, if they click this button right here, which is your calendar link, right? Whatever your calendar link is, right? When they click that button, it opens up another web page to your calendar, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But what if they open the page and they go, and then the tea kettle starts going off on the kitchen. The kid starts yelling in the background. They're driving down the road. They come to a stop sign, and they put the phone down.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't complete the process.
Mm-hmm.
Are you following me?
Yes.
So there's no way for me to know if they actually did go through the process and actually book a call.
Okay.
So here's how I handle it. If I see, okay, I booked the call, and then I look at my calendar and there ain't no call scheduled, then I reach out. Okay, and then do you have a name on top of your head by any chance of someone that fits in that category?
No. No. Hold on, I think I did. I wrote it down. Look up Loving, last name Loving, Loving. I believe that was not.
All right, let's check out Loving. All right, and then after I do this, I'm gonna jump to somebody else who is on hold. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, book the call. Right now, check this out. Here's how I'm gonna handle Miss Christine. All right. So this is what I'm gonna do. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. So she says you booked the call. It didn't show up in your calendar. Here's how I'm gonna roll. Hello, Christine.
It's Christy. She might get offended.
Yeah. Hello, Christy. Nice to meet ya. I see that you want to live in. Now I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look at what she said. Right? She wants to live in the
Geneva
area, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. All right, so she wants to live in Geneva. I want to live in Geneva in about, what's her time frame? What'd she say? Said 6 to 12 months. And about 6 to 12 months. Are you in a lease? Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to offer a bait question. All right. So here's my bait question. I'm going to show you where to find these bait questions in the course. So my bait question is going to be, there's several you can choose from, but here's what's coming to my brain right now. All right. Are you in a lease now? Question mark. About to send you a list of homes, because that's really what you wanted, right? You want a list of homes, right?
Which we put her on the system.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. But have you talked to her in person?
No.
All right. So put personalized list of homes. Did you want a 1-story or 2-story house? And if I get really lucky before we get off this chat, she's going to respond. Now, let me show you where you can find these in the training. So if you go up here to the training portal and log in, there's an entire section on post engagement and how to get people to engage if they stopped engaging with the bot. So in this situation, she stopped engaging. Now, you may ask yourself, why did she click the button if she didn't have intentions of following through? A lot of people just want to see what the bot going to do next. Okay, so if you go here to working the lead,
I'm looking to see.
and you go down here to how to engage them if they don't communicate with the bot. I've got an entire video right here that explains in more detail what I just showed you, and then I'm going to give you suggestions. See, and here's some of the questions that you can ask. This is the one we just did right here. You want a 1-story or 2-story house. And then you can ask questions like, how soon are you looking to move? Or what area you're looking to move in? Or are you renting now? Did you like older homes? Blah, blah, blah. So that gives you kind of a snapshot to kind of look at to give you some ideals on how to drum up a conversation with someone. So
Okay.
before I let you go, I hope this was helpful.
It was. Can I watch everybody else's and learn
You
something?
can, of course. I'm just going to get on to somebody else.
Okay.
Now, did you want to run more leads or did you want to work the 25 that you got in there? Choice is yours.
Well, go ahead and run them.
All right, so I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go to my saved post. Now this might be a little bit of an overkill, but I'm gonna do this anyway because I get paranoid. When you have more than one running at one time, it can cause a problem with Facebook. So I always went out. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that post from being scheduled. So I want to see one just showing up. Now that might be an overkill, but I know if you have more than one running, it can cause a problem. So I'm gonna go to publishing, and I'm gonna go to your saved post, and then I'm gonna go to that RTH2 post, which is the one that we just did, right? So I'm gonna click on that. So I know the post is good. So now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna select those 40. And then I'm going to click on.
We already did Lorraine, though.
Yep. And then I'm going to click on schedule post. Now, whatever you chose last time, if it was every 45 minutes, make sure we're choosing something different this time because I'm trying to avoid Facebook picking up on a pattern. Mm-hmm. Honestly, the slower the better. So I'm going to do this every hour for you because you got enough leads, okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do one post every hour, but then I'm going to have it pause. I'm going to have it do 2 posts, and then I want it to take a break for 5 hours. I'm going extreme. I'm trying to stay completely underneath the radar here, okay? Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to click on Save the Schedule, and you see it's green. So now when I go to publishing, you're going to see that I have 0 out of 39 because we got rid of 1. We already did it. And the next post is scheduled to go out here in a few minutes. So you are good at the moment. If you need me any further, then issue a support ticket. And remember, modern digital agents, we learn, we adapt, and we overcome. I feel comfortable in saying that you know more today than you did a week ago.
Yes.
And a week from now, you're going to know more than you do today.
Yes.
So everything is learning. And it can be a frustrating process. You just got to dig in and learn from those mistakes. You know, people say, well, Dwayne, you're so smart because you do this every day. No, Dwayne's so smart because he stays up to 5 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out something because I'm relentless. No one's ever given me a manual. No one's ever showed me how to do any of this stuff. I just figured it out on my own because I was darn determined that I'm going to figure this crap out. So I'm not Superman. I just made more mistakes than everybody else. So I kind of know what works and what doesn't, if that makes sense. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and mute you now. And if you got a question, please go ahead and edit it in the chat and I will call upon you next. Thanks, Doxy.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, guys, if you've got a question, please put it in the chat box because now is your time to shine. You've got my undivided attention and I'm here to help. All right, there we go. And we're up. All right, Tammy says, I'm still having a problem with ManyChat. Tammy, you are now in the hot seat. Tell me what's happening with ManyChat.
Okay, so I'm not sure if it's correct or not because like you stated with her how I'm supposed to hook up my schedule once. That's what I'm having the problem with.
All right. So let's take a peek at that real quick, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside ManyChat to begin with. And I'm going to make sure that you've got your setting in there correct. You may, but let me go through my troubleshooting steps.
I may not.
or you may not, right? You know.
I mean, the last time I had it wrong, so.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. You know how you call the cable company and they're like, unplug it. Okay, I gotta go through the troubleshooting steps. All right, so here is your ManyChat popping on up, and then I'm gonna go down here. Why wasn't shouldn't? There it is. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go to settings, and then I'm gonna go to custom fields, and I'm gonna scroll on down. Now you see where it says your calendar address. Did I lose you? You still there?
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Right. So that
I forgot I wasn't muted.
Yeah, you're not muted. You're in the hot seat. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this, okay, and I'm going to put it into a new browser. I'm going to make sure it pulls up. I'm sure it does. I'm just going to check it off my list for troubleshooting. Yep, pulls up. All right. So now let me ask some probing questions. Why do you feel that it's not working?
Okay, so I guess it goes back to whenever you're saying about Doxy, how it's not communicating with ManyChat. So maybe that's my only problem.
Most likely. So you're probably getting people, you're probably seeing in your chat, okay, I booked a call, but then you're not seeing it on your calendar, right?
Right.
Okay.
Because I did book one myself and it went into my calendar and it showed me on my email that I had it. So I just want to make sure I was correct.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as this field's correct,
okay,
you're fine. Now,
perfect.
What has been happening for those who are watching the replay, people have this over here.
Okay.
And that don't fly.
Right.
Now,
one more quick question. Whenever Gizmo's talking back to the people, how can we correct that wording? Because not only is it Gimzo in the one, but then behind my name, in between Tammy Watson, it says Tammy Watson right next to it. Like, I think there's something that needs to be taken out after my name.
All right.
How do I change that? Or is that something I just have to put a support ticket in about?
You're welcome to submit a support ticket, but as you know, we're under heavy load.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So if it's something I can figure out.
Let me show you how you can easily adjust that, okay?
Okay.
Well, the secret is knowing what message it is, all right? So all the messages are right here in automation. And then, by the way, where did all this come from? You already had this stuff set up, didn't you?
What?
On your page, buy a property, sell a property, rent property. We didn't do any of this.
No, I think it might have been set up with, I had Promote ROI that had set up my first page.
Okay.
With Facebook.
All right. So
maybe that was something that they could have done.
Yeah, it can cause a little bit of a problem. I'm gonna delete it. Here's why. It's not that they did anything wrong, but sometimes when Gizmo first engages, it's gonna throw these menu buttons out, and they don't engage with your bot because they start going down a different rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, I never added it because I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, no worries. All right, so I know the first message you're talking about. Let me show you where it's at. All right, so if you go down here to sequences, and everything we're working with is the renters to homeowner sequence right now. See, there's multiple campaigns in here, guys. But if I gave you all these campaigns at one time, can you imagine what my life would look like? Right. So we're starting with one. Okay. That's the Realtors Renters to Homeowners campaign. Now, if I click on this campaign, the one that you're specifically talking about, it starts out here with the introduction. So if I click on that, you're going to see where it says Gibzo. It's a typo. Yeah. We're working on it, but let me show you how to fix it yourself. All right. So all you got to do is go to, let me back up, go to where the message is, click on the message, and then up here, do you see where it says edit the flow?
Okay.
Okay, click on edit. And then we're going to go, and just change that. And then go up here to the right-hand side, click publish.
Perfect.
All right, so notice there's a little something that just popped up, and that is actually a complete ManyChat error right now, but let me get it fixed for you because that's something that I wouldn't even expect you to be able to fix.
Thank you.
It's not letting me save that, but we gonna fix it right now. Right. So I was like a couple deletions I have to do. Yeah. So matter of fact, this gives me a good illustration point to show you here in a minute how complex these things really are. All right. Yeah, so
I'm not tech savvy at all. So
no, there's certain things that, you know, I can walk you guys through, and there's other things that I wouldn't even dream about. You know where I get a chuckle is when you know, we set this whole thing up for someone and then they come back and they make a comment like, I had to do all this setup. I had to enter my name and I had to enter my loan officer information, and I thought you guys were doing all this for us. I just have to bite my tongue and realize that, okay,
right. You're doing all the good stuff. The hard stuff that I can't do.
Yeah, this is the easy stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
For you, and then we'll see if we can find where that other one's at. Now, as we go along, you know, we try to change it on the master template. So this has already been changed on the master template, but unfortunately, when we make a change, like say we found one little typo somewhere, we'd have to go in at 125 students' accounts and change that.
Right.
You know,
right.
so you're, like I said, if anyone's watching this video and you're like, hey, you know, Dwayne, I don't get it, whatever, just issue a support ticket, but know that we're in a heavy workload and we'll get to it as quick as we can, or I'm going to show you how to go and do it. This is the only one that's kind of having this major problem here. The other ones are kind of easy peasy. But I'm going to show you here in an example what a sequence actually looks like. There's so many moving parts. Have you do you remember those books when maybe you were a child where you read the book and it gives you an option? Do you want to go down this path, or you want to go down that path, and it changes the whole? Yeah, that's kind of how a bot works. So depending on how they interact, it takes them down another rabbit hole.
And I found the other message too.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and save this. It should say content published. Bam. All right. So where's that other message?
So it is with Dante Wilson. It is whenever she filled out all of her information. Okay. At the bottom, it says, I will pass this info to Tammy L. Watson right away. And I think it's supposed to have just maybe a space.
A space, yeah. I know. Yeah, I'm familiar with that one. All right. So, by the way, that's how this particular flow looks. You see how everything looks like that? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's very complex.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Let me, I know exactly where it's at. So let me fix it for you real quick. So perfect. That's going to be here, home questionnaire, and it's going to be all the way down here. Now, because it just needs, edit flow. Darn it. All right. And then when I scroll down here, it's going to be right here. Space. See it?
Yep, perfect.
Yep, that's all that is. Cool. Does that take
I
care of
figured
you
it
for
was
the
just
moment?
something easy, but for me, it would have taken me forever.
Yeah, no worries. You know, you live, you learn. I mean, like that first one was the only one that had a little, that had
Hmm.
extra stuff to get to save. Any other ones, if you find the message and hey, there's a spacing issue, just edit, fix it, and hit save. You're good to go.
Perfect. All
Cool.
right,
Awesome.
great.
Thank you for being
Thanks
patient with
so
stuff like
much.
that. Yeah, you're definitely welcome. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and give Tammy a little mute right now. And if you have another question, go ahead and put it in the comment, please. All right, guys. I'm here. I've got Susan. I got Coach Ella. And that looks like all I have in this particular session right here. Should have a lot more considering I got more support tickets in right now. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably repeat this later on tonight. But let's see. Okay. Got a question coming in? No, Tammy just said, thanks again. Hope everyone's having a great day. Tammy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a client. Hope you are rocking it and you're having the best year in 2019. All right, guys. So any other questions? Now's your time to ask. Otherwise, I'm going to end this session and we'll probably repeat it, around 5 p.m. Central Standard Time for anyone else that might be having any difficulty. All right, there's one. One's coming in. Who we got? Susan said, I'm planning on being live around 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll be able to jump in and help you out where you might possibly be stuck. Hey, and also just to let everyone know, throughout this onboarding process, you guys have taught me a lot of stuff. So, you've taught me where, as a consumer, your brain is kind of thinking and where you may need, help, where you're kind of getting stuck. So what I've done is I'm in the process of developing 9 steps. So these are 9 little bitty short videos that are about 3 minutes long that walks you through the process. And if you do step 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to 9, that helps prepare the front end while we're building the bot for people on the back end. So that way, when you ask for support, I can ask you, hey, what step are you stuck on? And that way I know how to easily jump in there and help you out. So you're going to see that in the course. Let me show you where that's going to be right now. So if you go to the Facebook group, you're going to see something in here that I put in here. It's called units. Okay. And what a unit is, it's going to be a lesson, if you will. So if you go over here to the units, you're going to see that I'm starting to break these units up based upon order. So the first unit is 9 steps to complete while we're building your bot. So there's going to be a video for each one of these. I'm well aware that I talk fast. So I'm kind of slowing these videos down a little bit and making it really super easy to understand. And then once you get through that, then you can go through Facebook groups and the poster. So basically everything that's mimicked in the membership site, I'm consolidating it and I'm actually putting it inside the group. And I'm doing it for a couple of reasons. One, I think when someone joins the group, they can go to this unit right here and they can start watching these videos. And more importantly, at least for me from a managerial standpoint, it actually lets me know if you actually watched it or not. So if someone issues a support ticket and they obviously didn't watch the video, it kind of lets me know where they're at so I can direct them back to that video. But the point is I want you to know that I'm trying to simplify this process so it's easier for people moving forward. And I really do appreciate everyone's patience up until this point. You guys have been rock stars. And I'm doing my best to be able to jump in and make this as smooth for everyone as possible. And lastly, I want everyone to be aware that there's a new video that I put in here about getting kicked off of Facebook and your poster. Okay, so there's something that we've been experimenting with, and it seems to be helping out a little bit. As where's that video at? Where's it? Hold on, let me go to units. Maybe it's in there. So while I'm stumbling here to figure out what I wanted to talk about, all right, here it is, enabling the 2-layer authentication. All right, so let me just briefly explain to everyone why you're experiencing getting booted off, if you are. So it's not happening to everybody, all right? So it may be 20 or 30% of people that's happening to. Okay, so first of all, if you've had a Facebook account for a number of years and you typically don't post very much, and all of a sudden you're like joining groups like crazy, and now you're posting 40 times a day, that could be a red flag for Facebook. So they can look at that and go, wait a minute, what's going on here? And as a security measure, they're going to boot you. What do I mean by boot? Is every time you make a connection with Facebook, like through your cell phone or through a tablet or even a browser, every time you log in, it creates a connection, all right? So if I go to like my Facebook account right now and I go to settings, you're gonna see that I have connections. So you go up here to security and log in, and you're gonna see what I have connected to my computer. See, I've got a Windows PC, which is active right now. I've got a Windows PC, which is Chrome. That's my desktop computer. And you're probably going to see a bunch darn more, right? So one of these is going to be an Android from Houston, Texas. That's our app, okay? That's our programs. It's logging in from Houston, all right? So if you've never traveled to Houston, Texas, and you normally never leave your area, and then all of a sudden there's a brand new connection that comes in from Houston, Texas, and now that connection is making 40 posts on Facebook, and you normally don't post, that could be a red flag for Facebook, and then they're going to de-authenticate you. So in other words, they're going to get rid of that connection as a precautionary measure, okay? So one of the things that we've been doing that seems to be helping is enabling that two-layer authentication. So basically what we're doing is we're training Facebook to recognize that, hey, this connection from Houston, Texas, it's okay. Allow that to happen, all right? So if you keep getting booted off due to that, Facebook is just really trying to protect your account. So it's nothing, there's no glitch in the software. It's nothing that you're doing wrong. Yeah, I get it. It's frustrating. But we just have to, learn, adapt, and overcome. That's what modern digital agents do. We learn, we adapt, and we overcome. So, but there's a video. There's a video. Why am I clicking on Chris? There's a video in here under units that talks about that two-layer authentication. Okay, so basically, what's going to happen is Facebook's going to send you a code. When someone tries to log into to start a connection from something that they don't recognize, it's going to send you a code, and you'll have to enter that code into Facebook. So we have now modified our programming to say that if you try to log in and it will give you an error message, it will say that two-layer authentication is on, and then you're going to go to the password field, and then you're just going to enter that code that you received from Facebook. And then that seems to be getting a very strong connection that's happening right now. And for the most part, that's been unbroke. Now, one final thing, and then we're going to call it an afternoon until this evening, is, if you normally don't post a lot, then let's not do 40 a day, all right? 40 a day was the magic number, but honestly, guys, with 40 a day, you guys are getting more leads than you guys can handle right now anyway. So if you're normally a type of person that don't post a lot, then let's start with like 20 posts. So go ahead, and you don't have to change your nodes or nothing, but before you post and you select all those groups, unselect 20 of them, so only you have 20 left. And that's going to slow roll it a little bit. That way we're not pushing out so many, so we can build a tolerance level up with Facebook. So when you do start posting more, they're not going to think that's unusual and then put you in temporary Facebook jail, guys. All right. So if you're having a connection issue at all, please make sure that you go watch this new video here on enabling two-layer authentication. And then throughout this weekend, I'm going to be working on the remainder of those videos that should help everyone that might be having problems up until this point get connected and get posting. It should resolve all those problems. All right, I got one final question coming in here, and we're going to call it a day. Susan said, thanks. Susan, you're definitely welcome. All right, guys, we'll see you tonight, probably 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good day. Bye.